Bible verses about agreement in prayer. Matthew chapter 18:18, Truly I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and what you loose on earth shall be released in heaven. Matthew chapter 18:19-20 I say again to you that if 2 or 3 people agree on earth concerning anything they ask, my Father in heaven will grant it. Bible verses about making promises, vows, oaths and pledges. Take a second look before you commit to anything. First pause, consider, and pray. Proverbs 20:25 It's a trap to dedicate anything rashly and then only to look at one's vows. Do not make promises. Your yes should be true, and your no must be false. James 5:12. Matthew chapter 5:37 Keep your words to the point. Anything more is an indication of evil. Matthew chapter 5 verses 33-37. You have heard it again. It was said that you should not swear falsely. But, I tell you, you must not take any oath by heaven or the earth, or by Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the city of God's great King. You cannot dye one hair black or white with an oath. You should only say, yes, or, no, as that is what evil wants. Proverbs chapter 20 verse 25. An impulsive promise is a trap. Later you'll wish that you could escape it. Leviticus chapter 5 verse 4 Suppose that you make a foolish vow of whatever kind, regardless of whether it is intended for good or bad. You must admit to your guilt when you realize the foolishness of your vow. Making promises to God, scriptures of the Old Testament. Bible verses on keeping promises, keeping your word, keeping your promises, and keeping your end of an agreement. Numbers 30.2 ESV. If a man makes a vow to God or swears to bind himself with a promise, he will not be able to break it. He will do what comes out of his mouth. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verses 1-6. When you visit the house of God, be careful. It is better to be near enough to listen than to sacrifice fools for their sins. Do not rush to speak, and do not let your heart get sucked into uttering a word in front of God. God is in heaven, but you are here on earth. Keep your words to a minimum. A dream is a business venture, but a fool's voice has many words. You must keep your vows to God. He doesn't like fools. You must keep what you promise. It is better to not swear than to pay what you vow. Do not let your mouth lead to sin. Asterisk, asterisk. Be careful, some alliances can cause compromise. Numbers 25.1. Israel settled down in Shittim and remained there, and the people started to play the harlot alongside the daughters Moab. Psalm 89-34. I will not break my covenant or alter any word that came out of my lips. Numbers 23.19. God isn't man that he should lie, or a son to man that he should change of mind. He has spoken, and will he do it? Oda has he spoken, and will he fulfill it? 2 Peter chapter 3:9. The Lord isn't slow to fulfill his promises as some count slowness. He is patient towards you, not wanting that anyone should perish, but that everyone should repent. Jeremiah chapter 32 verses 38 to 41. They will be my people and I will the God. I will give them oneness of mind and action so that they will fear me for their good and their children's good. I will keep my promise to them that I will do good to them and will instill fear in them so they don't turn their back on me. I will be happy to do them good, and I will plant them in this country with all of my heart and soul. Joel chapter 2, 28. Your daughters and sons will prophesy, your old men will have dreams, while your young men will have visions. Joshua chapter 21 verses 43 to 45. And so God gave Israel all the land he had solemnly promised to his ancestors. They took it into their own hands and made it their home. God granted them rest as he had solemnly promised to their ancestors. They were beaten down by their enemies, and God gave them all of their enemies. All the positive words God spoke to Israel were heard and not a single word was lost. Everything turned out perfectly. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like and share.